mind is okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun la mo do 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 do. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You're welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Politico. And if, from wherever you are watching from, do me a favor. Share the broadcast.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
So the only thing they said in Nigeria under Boko Haram is fear, bloodbath, death, incarceration, and every other thing they could take away just to scare you from speaking up, standing up, or fighting back. But on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, I can speak for millions, if I'm not speaking for millions already. Miyetti Allah has come out because in the next 48 hours, we expect the effect. I mean, we expect the ban on open grazing to come to effect in southern Nigeria. But Miyetti Allah has come out to say they will not obey the southern governor's satanic law, and that is banning cows.
Ani esunraki, Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esunraki, Maiyegun ti dé.
In everything you do, everything you get yourself involved in, any conversation or anything at all you get yourself involved in, do not let fear rule you. The only reason why the traducers, the oppressors, the criminals, the organized criminals in Nigeria, politically and otherwise, are able to get away with a lot is because they, what? They sell fear. and they spread fear. Exactly. And that will no longer work on many of us. Not anymore. Another good news tonight is the fact that we have our brothers, even though they have done nothing wrong, after being kidnapped from the house of Oloye Sunday Igboho on the 1st of July and kept incommunicado with their families under the most inhuman condition that you can think of. And when they finally appeared in court, they got a bail because the Nigerian DSS has no case against them in the first place. They were playing hide and seek, until finally today, 8 of them have been granted, bail. They've been released, and I hope they meet with their families today. While 4, especially Lady K, is still in their detention. September 14, New York is where the organized 1 million man march will take place to the United Nations headquarters in New York this coming September. Organized by Ninas, Yoruba Nation, the Ilana Omo Oodua are also part of this. I mean, if you are in America, this is a great opportunity for you to make your own voice heard and make your presence count as well, if you can make it. I'll talk more on that tonight as well. We received the good news of another backlash, another slap on Malamu, the Nigeria Attorney General, the criminal who is aiding and abetting and protecting the criminal other terrorists in Nigeria called Malamu. The guy who is pretty much handling the legal side, or let me say the illegal side of Boko Haram's, murderous regime, where terrorists are pardoned, activists are jailed or killed or exiled. That Malamu tries him again today in court to lift the court restriction from, the restriction of court, the court order that banned them from harassing or arresting Oloye Sunday Igboho again, for the second time in 2 weeks, in a week. So we clear that too tonight. And the most babambari, or pabambari, as they will say it in Yoruba, the biggest one is another warning just given today by Miyetti Allah that Ortom, the governor of Benue State, has been a thorn in their flesh for so long, and they will no longer tolerate this, and they will deal with him. That's exactly what they said. They said he will be arrested by their vigilantes, taken to where? To which court? Possibly to their Nigerian court, led by Tanko Technicality, Babalawo Ife, the plane driver, your Attorney General. I don't know. Or maybe their Sharia court, but they have just placed a bounty. They put fatwa on a state governor that he will be killed. No single person from that Miyetti Allah criminal gang is ever invited by their DSS, their Daura Secret Service. Now they've said, well, if we can't kill you when you are governor, when you leave that post, we will arrest you. On whose authority would Miyetti Allah use vigilante to arrest anybody? Of course, under the Islamic Caliphate that some of you have no idea, that some people are already living that in their mind, in their head. They just need to bring it to reality. The toughest part, isn't it? A state governor. When the southern governors met and they said, you know what? If we have to resolve this whole problem, we need to make it very clear. Roaming the street with your cows, causing accident or roaming your cows into people's farms, grazing on people's farms is completely, against peace. There's nothing you can do to pacify people who get attacked, shot at, killed by AK-47 wielding Fulani terrorists roaming the forest. So they said, we're going to ban it. We're going to ban open grazing. They seemed to agree, but as many expected, there come the real saboteurs of the people of southern Nigeria. I did say, you remember I told you, I said the southern governor has no resources to actually ban open grazing. Banning open grazing means, to implement that ban. Banning open grazing means that you have your own police that can really go, you have your own facility to lock up criminals who have committed crime as in the name of Fulani herdsmen in our different communities in southern Nigeria. That's how to actually effect authority. But the southern Nigeria and the political class in southern Nigeria, and most of them who have found themselves in the cage of Boko Haram willy-nilly, because they went there themselves thinking they could cash out only to get trapped in there, and now they just have to watch. So I said they have no resources. They have no capacity to ban open grazing, because you need to be able to effect arrests. You've made the law. The law says if you are found to be roaming with your cows in any part of southern Nigeria or Yoruba land, you will be arrested. Your cows will be confiscated. And if you are caught with arms or ammunition, you'll be charged for the crimes that come with that gun in southern courts. That's what that is all about. That's what is satanic to these guys. They insisted, because their grand patron, Boko Haram, is doing all within his power to get them lands. Even if they get them land, that won't still be enough. These guys are now authority on their own. They intimidate governors, they threaten the region, they threaten people, they do things, and they do it in the public glare. They grant press conferences, they grab headlines, they are everywhere. Nobody could invite any of them. And guess what? The southern governors, you can't arrest them. Then what is the reason? What is the benefit of the ban? We'll find out in 48 hours, because Miyetti Allah seems to be ready. They know that the Nigerian police are the only ones who can arrest them if Boko Haram says they should be arrested. So, it is not yet Uhuru. However, I remember also I think it was sometimes in April, when the southern, or should I say the Yoruba governors, met in Lagos to fast track the equipping of Amotekun, upgrading them to provide good surveillance and good combatant, coverage for the people of Yoruba land. Only for them to leave Lagos after that, for like 2 days later, they met in Akure. And guess who are those in that meeting? The Miyetti Allahs. They are governors from Kebbi, from Borno, from all these places, to make a great grand entry. And at that meeting, you know what they discussed? In order to bring peace, they will allow Miyetti Allah to start a vigilante group in Yoruba land in order to provide security for us in Yoruba land against Fulani armed herdsmen in Yoruba land. And then we raised the alarm that you guys are joking. Miyetti Allah vigilante patrolling Yoruba land with their guns. It's just pretty much like giving them the license, and now you can go in and do what you like to do. Don't do it from the fringe anymore. But that's communique, that agreement didn't see any light of the day to this day. Miyetti Allah vigilante will never be found anywhere in Yoruba land. Hopeless Uzodijo of Imo, the one that is partnering with Nigeria to commit genocide, mass murder, a complete ethnic cleansing in Igbo land. He came out boldly and he said, there is no grazing law in Imo State. How many of you remember Maurice Ibekwe Maurice Ibekwe, Adebende, and the rest of those fraudulent or fraudster or kingpin of mega scam in Nigeria. Maurice Ibekwe later became a House of Rep member in order to get a political coverage, political immunity from investigation or any other thing locally or internationally. And eventually under Obasanjo, they caught him, The guy ended up in jail. And he died inside Obasanjo's jail because of this. You remember this $242 million deal with a bank in Brazil? That deal they did it under Babangida. They sold International Airport. I think they sold International Airport, Nigeria International Airport, to a bank in Brazil. And they collected $242 million or thereabout. So then when Obasanjo came, and Obasanjo was traveling all over the world, begging for debt forgiveness and all of that. So one of the conditions they said they gave to him was that most of these fraudsters are in Nigeria and they are big boys. They are actually politicians. They are everywhere. We want you to grab them for us. Including, what is this guy? Shitu Motors in Lagos. You remember Shitu Motors? I forgot his full name. For those who remember, I'm giving you these instances because of Hopeless Uzodinjo. Hopeless Uzodinjo of Imo State. That is now, it's sad. He happened to be the boy to Ibekwe. So they were already into politics. They already channeled their money into politics. Larry Shitu, God bless you. They already channeled their money into politics. They sponsored politicians. You see all these Uba brothers and the rest of them. So they pumped their money into sponsoring politicians in Igbo land. It wasn't for the development of Igbo land. It was pure for protection. And since they are fraudsters, it's all about money, isn't it? So if you are trying to fake a check, fake this, fake contract, fake this or that, fake airport or to swindle people, is it not for money? Now, if you actually can go into politics where they will give you a key to the vault, how easy is that? So these guys were in 1999. These guys were already investing their money into politics all over Nigeria, especially in the eastern Nigeria, for coverage. But Ibekwe died. Opus Odinjo was arrested for another fraud, which is trade. Eventually, in their way, they managed, he became a senator, no joke. Opus Odinjo, he became a senator. Or when they were looking for immunity and the rest, that's how he caught himself the big deal. The moment he was able to become a governor of a state after becoming fourth in an election. In an election that it wasn't even up to second. So the Supreme Court just moved in because he could cut a deal. If people are going to die, what's the big deal? Many of their victims have died because they stole money from them in the past. So what's the big deal? This guy came out and he said there is no ban on open grazing. There's no law. But some of you may not even remember. You remember Achike Udenwa? You remember Achike Udenwa? Yeah. Achike Udenwa, when Achike Udenwa was governor of Imo State, it was under him in 2006 that they promulgated law in Imo State to ban open grazing. Buhari never even smelled Abuja. There was nothing like this calamitous, disastrous, murderous Abacha People's Congress. Nothing like that. They already had laws to stop any kind of open grazing anywhere. But like everywhere, and as you are seeing right now, nobody has the capacity. Well, they did have the capacity back then, but once Buhari came in, nobody has the capacity anymore to implement or to enforce that law. So when the fraudster that could manipulate the people and work with other people who wanted to kill his own people becomes the governor of a state, tell me what deal he cannot do. Tell me. He knows that the people he is killing in Olu, local government area, the people he is kidnapping, the people they are currently parading as ESN, he knows that those are not the people that could fight them
They won't go after the ESN guys. The ESN, see, if you want to see battle, if you want to see that genuinely Nigeria military are looking for IPOB and ESN, if you want to see where the battle is, it's never going to be in any street. It's never going to be where you see a lot of people. It's never going to be in a community. Oh, Puzodinjo knows that. And going into the forest is like walking into your death. They may not have all the machine that these terrorists are displaying. But when you come out, when you talk about the terrain, the criminals they are taken to the eastern Nigeria to go and commit all this murder, right? These criminals, most of them are not even from there. So they will never go into the real terrain where the ESN are fighting and battling with the Fulani terrorists. It is so unfortunate that the only people who manage to volunteer that we will defend our land, we will protect our people, we are ready to die for it, are not getting the support of the majority of those who claim to be protecting the people of the eastern Nigeria. Rather, like I told you, fear. That's what they said. Fear. Do you see what we did to them in Olu? We killed everybody there, all of them, ESN. We killed all of them in Obigbo. They said, that is fear. Do you want us to come and kill you too? Will you shut up? Will you keep quiet? Or you want us to come and kill you too? All we need to do is just make a deal with your governor, and that's it. You can complain, you can lament, you can cry. Do you want it? Fear. Hey, God, hey, you know what I mean? They are killing innocent people in Imo State, in Abia State, in Enugu State, in Ebonyi State, in Anambra. Innocent people. Just to prove to them in Abuja that don't worry, our people here, we know what to say or to do to them. They, even if they don't like what is going on, they will force them to keep quiet. Why have we come to this? Because some criminals in southern Nigeria, because of politics, self-centeredness, some said it's because of greed, and others said because they are not different from the devil themselves, because some of us believe that they decided to go and dine with the devil at the expense of the safety of their people. I'm a Yoruba man. I was happy when the southern governor said, we are going to put a stop to this. And we said, listen, guys, if you really, really want to do it, you don't need anybody's permission. Can you do it in a way that after doing it, you can then explain yourself? Let's start with Amotekun in Yoruba land. These fraudulent guys brought something called Ebubeagu. There's some of my friends now called Ebube Lizard, Ebube Wall Gecko, or can you guys, since you have the law already, can you guys just go ahead and arm these people with all the necessary weapons, equipment, turn them to the forest rangers where the real danger is, rather than all this kind of jumping back and forth, pretending that you're actually working for the people. And just like politicians have no shame, they thought the 1st of September is going to be forever. Of course, it won't be forever. It is just 2 days away. Now, we want to see them. Maybe they will go begging again. Now that Miyetti Allah, backed by the presidency of Nigeria, now that they have come out clean and told them, we will not obey your satanic law. Ogun State House of Assembly passed the law. Their governor is here to sign it. I am from Ogun State. The only state in the entire southern Nigeria, well, the only state in the entire southwest Nigeria right now who has refugees outside Nigeria. These refugees were those who were chased out of their homes, their communities by Fulani terrorists. Okay, so I come from that state, the only state in Yoruba land where Yorubas are living as refugees in Benin Republic due to these incessant, endless, bloody attacks. And the House of Assembly passed the law. Dubious Dapo. God bless you, princess. Somebody said, Maiyegun. There is something about people who listen to you. You are so captivating. I don't know what that simply means, but somebody said that to me. Said, if you really want to see or know those who have listened to Maiyegun, wherever you see them, wherever they make comments, there are some terminologies that you won't find anywhere. Terminologies like Buhari Dins, Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus, Buhari Dichatus, Buhari Shukus, Ngoziaris, Nnekaharis, obedient fools, sophisticated morons, ombud slaves, Mumu Madu, Bele lecturer, Mumu lecturer, social media bandits, Facebook artsmen, the Buhari idiots, the cyber barbarians, and on and on and on like that. But there are others too. When you say Boko Haram, Tifnumbu, Jaga bandits, Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, Saleko Barack Obama, Ubima Judas Iscariot. They are so many. These are terminologies that when my friends remember them, sometimes they remind me. And dubious Dapo. You see, all these names have their own stories. As many as they are, they have their own stories. Some people said I should write a book, a sort of handbook with all those terminologies that would teach people. How did I arrive at those terms? And you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I've got loads of videos there for you to watch where I explain them. Dubious Dapo. It was this same Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, Agbowori Babaoja, the special advisor to Boko Haram on burial arrangements, condolences matters, and trader money. There were those who fought themselves in Ogun State and then made Dubious Dapo the governor of Ogun State. His father died about 2 months ago or so. They buried his father about 3 weeks ago. The Were is still in Ekweru right now. He is receiving visitors who are paying him condolences. He is in Ekweru as you are watching this video now. Every day they will show, he will go to his page on Facebook, Ogun State Governor. He will post picture of Dangote. I just met with the richest man in Nigeria, the chairman of Dangote Group. He came to come and pay condolence visit. The vice president of Nigeria just came to pay condolence. They have been going there to pay him condolence visit. So the Were is there. Why thousands of Ogun State citizens, Ogun State indigents are currently languishing in Nepobe in Benin Republic. Ekiti also signed anti-open grazing law to ban open grazing because from the early stage of Boko Haram's misadventure, the birth of the devil, Ekiti was where those Fulani terrorists started killing people. They killed a woman on a farm for resisting them, for destroying a farm. They killed her. They said it was a clash. They killed another young man with a boy in Ekiti. They said, oh, it was another clash. And so far your share can run mentor. Say, you know, Fayoshe no like Buhari before anyway. So now the guy made the law that if you see cow for Ekiti, now barbecue you take and do. The guy will bring the cow, bring him to my office. He's going to jail. Trust me. Fayoshe was able to lock up some criminal artsmen. But immediately Abuja realized, we will never create another Ortom. You see this Fayoshe, he must go. And last, so they beat him. Until Baba shouted that I'm in severe pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. You remember that video? Now the Fulani torture, that's Fayoshe, for daring them to that level. And he was a Lone Ranger. Those who should speak up for him at the time, well, it wasn't adorable to them. They sacrificed him for Kudirat Radio DJ. The man will get a PhD in war crime. Or, no, I think it's war. Wait till before you make qualification again. PhD in a war what? Say war background or war whatever. I don't know. They brought him in. The guy, some said he's smart. I don't know if he's smart. Because after they made him governor, it was to let the Fulani do whatever they want. By the way, maybe they are doing well to suppress the news of the attacks in Ekiti. But somehow, yeah, I haven't received the report of killing of people on their farms in a while from Ekiti. But the guy just opened a ranch. Instead of him to open a ranch, Ruga, for the Fulani, the guy just went to America to go and import American cows. You know that one of the cows ran away from the airport. Ran away on the tarmac at Lagos airport when they brought them to Nigeria. You remember that story? So, in a nutshell, there is no open grazing ban in Ekiti because Fayose is there. Because Fayemi is there. I'm not sure if they have removed Fayose law, or maybe they just never implemented it. Ondo State Governor came out fire blazing. Akeredolu, he said, we will not. It was actually the chairman of the governors in the South that said we will ban open grazing. He's a lawyer. He's felt like he's responded to Garbage Shehu. When Garbage Shehu was trying to Miss Yan about the position of the the southern governors. These guys went to Abuja to go and speak to their representatives to ban open grazing. Abuja didn't work out. And as you are watching this video, the news we received is that they have received a bill. I haven't verified this, okay? That they have received a bill in Abuja now to establish Sharia courts in southern Nigeria. As if to say the Ruga is not insulting enough. They said, until I verify that anyway. Until then, I picked up something. One of the reasons why you can imagine what Nigeria is now and why those who are propagating messages to continue to tell us that Nigeria is the estate of their forefather, Uthman Danfodio. That statement that people continue to somehow reject, that statement lives forever in the mind of those who believe in it. And I'm talking about those who have unleashed war on us. They use religion, they use everything. But just like we said, well, if you think these terrorists in government are not representing you, should you not speak up and use your platform, whether you be Alpha, whether you be pastor, to tell your congregation, to tell them the truth? So I was strolling the internet today and I found something. I found two things. One, where somebody was comfortably telling people that in this 21st century, they don't believe in any secular law or whatever nonsense law you are talking about. If anybody insult our prophet, we'll go there, we'll kill him. If police arrest the person, we'll go to the station, we'll arrest. That's the state of Nigeria. But it's not. It seems that some of us are going to begin to change our minds little by little when people like this begin to speak up. The first one that is, where's that guy? The guy who said, if you insult their Allah, there are many. I decided to bring this up so that you can have an idea of how many are they that are domiciled in that northern Nigeria, stroking the fire of religious fanaticism, and yet their religious influence is transformed to the political influence that keep the likes of Boko Haram, Isa pandemic, and the rest of them in wherever they are today or wherever they will still be. As long as people like this, watch this, is interpreted.
Ya zagi manzo Allah Sakkwato ya yi rubutu ga Facebook. Ya faɗi maganganun da ba su da daɗin faɗi game da annabin rahama. Kuma cikin Sakkwato nace a maka yayi kure. Ai ba Sakkwato ake irin wannan shiga ta ka. Mu kashewa mu kai. Mu akan manzon Allah iya kan mu kashe. Don haka ba Kano bace, Kano yan kasuwa ne. Shi yasa kaga an ce ma manzon Allah dan luwadi an tsaya ana jayayya, an ce ma manzon Allah kwarto an tsaya ana mu na kashewa mu kai. Wallahi kwadda ma manzon Allah mu iya kamar da shi mu kashe. Allah ya gafarta mu wani yaro, naga wani bawan Allah jiya ga Facebook yace wai an ce mahaukaci ne, yace to ai mu ma mahaukata ne. Ai iyaka hankalin mu kai a taba annabi, ana taba annabi mun zama mahaukata. Wagga ita ce magana ta gaskiya. Allah shi muku albarka sakwatawan shehu. Duk wanda ya kalli Facebook da sauran social media da irin wanda an ka hito kwarkwata an ka ta gidan sarkin musulmi ya nuna sakkwata suna nan bisa ga tarbiyyar da dan hodiyo yayi musu. Don haka Allah shi muku albarka. Da an sakai ku kashe shi. Magana bai da hankali bata taso ba. To bai da hankali duk bai da wanda yaka zagi sai manzon Allah. Mu ma bamu da hankali an taba annabi. Don haka duk irin mu bai da hankali bamu da. Da an sakai ku kashe shi. Kuma ba shi ɗaya duk wanda ya taɓa manzo Allah ku kashe shi. Bai da hukunci ko belle ya bai taɓa manzo Allah bai da hukunci illa kisa. Musulmi in ya zagi manzon Allah ko ya ce ya tuba, wannan tuba ta tsakani ne da Allah amma dai sai mun kashe shi. Bai da hankali ya sanya ta ya sau waya, bai da hankali ya sanya sau data, bai da hankali ya sanya buɗe shahin Facebook, bai da hankali ya san da an kayo mai ya goge. Don mahaukaci ka waɗanga abubuwa da kun gane ku kashe shi, da an sa kai ku kashe shi. Kun ba shi ɗaya ba, kwata manzo Allah ku kashe shi. Babu wani hukunci ga zagin manzo Allah illa kisa. In ka tubu wannan tsakaninka da Allah can in ya ga dama ya ga, amma dai muna an ce mu kashe ka. Kwata ba manzo Allah ku kashe shi. Kada ku tsaya faɗa ma hukuma a kashe ɗai. In ce ba an ce ba ɗaukar doka a hannu, to ci ko to an ce ya laifi ga hannu. Yawwa haji babu wani hukunci, ba wani tawili da wani zai da ka zagi manzo Allah hukuncin kisa. Ko limamin Makka ya zagi manzo Allah hukunci ne kisa, balle wadan iskan banza. Don haka ku yi tsayin kunan tarbiyyar nan da Shehu Dan Hodo yayi muku. Mu alhamdulillah kakanninmu mujahiduna ne, kuma jihadin yana nan cikin zukatanmu. In kana son ka san mujahiduna muke taba addini ha gani, taba addini. Don haka ga babu wani kuma babu compromise, is uncompromising. Taba manzo Allah kisa ne.
So you will be kind of naive if that is surprising to you. There are many of us who have seen preachings like that, and it is like a common thing. People agree. You can hear them in the background. Allah, yeah, Allah, yeah. You understand? Insult our religion, insult our prophet. Come on. Then kill the person. We'll kill him. Just kill him. But like I said, it is just religion that these guys practice. It's just for the poor. Somebody asked Isba. They said, Isba, how come una no get mad that Boko Haram's daughter-in-law will marry Yusuf? The guy open everything for everybody on social media, call and photo shoot. How come una no mad? How come the girl no cover head to toe? How come they were listening to Naira Marley at Yusuf Buhari's wedding? And una no go there, go arrest everybody. How come they can't do this Shedi Balabala, Shedi Bolobolo, Shedi Balabala? And how can these Fulani girls even understand that? Man, they were dancing Shedi Balabala, Shedi Bolobolo. I'm coming. That's what they were singing at Yusuf Buhari's wedding. They said, you, Isba, Kano Taliban. Why you say no. Islam forbids embarrassing rich people in the public. That's what they said. They said Islam forbids embarrassing rich people. That is why they have to make sure that the poor people don't try to act like them. You see the madness, eh? Yes, did you see the madness? Isba, person where they lead Isba, eh? The guy, they caught him with another person's wife inside hotel. And it is the same guy who is leading people to go and arrest people inside there. Eliashewo. But you see, as long as it is religion, he's saying the right thing. As a man, they call him Dahiru. I don't know if that's his name. This old man, they call him Dahiru. Dahiru of, I think he's from Plateau State or so. The guy that went to meet Boko Haram inside that old rock and said they would take revenge on the Muslim travelers killed in Jos. Since then, Jos has been on fire. But all hope are not lost. I've found someone that speaks just what you think should be coming, right thing that should be coming from the mouth of those who have privilege of listeners, especially religious. Where's that guy?
Is there nobody to take responsibility? I want to believe that we have all failed. I mean, I failed as an imam to teach you that life is sacred. You all failed as parents to teach your children that killing is bad. Our community leaders failed. Our politicians failed. Governors failed. Especially His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have failed us. We have your video telling Nigerians that the military is capable. Our military is capable. It has all the requirements to tackle this insurgency. And if you are voted into power, you are going to make sure that happens in a short time. You have given 4 years an addition. Yet, people are dying like fowls. Killing is becoming norm in Nigeria under your watch, Mr. President. If there is no Nigerian to tell you, I will take the responsibility of telling you. And I will take the responsibility of the consequences, because the life and properties of Nigerians is above all. Let me tell you, Mr. President, under your watch, bandits are taxing Nigerians. Is that the provision of the Constitution of Nigeria? Under the provision of Constitution of Nigeria, no one has the right to tax any Nigerian, except being authorized by the federal government or any other constituted authority. I'm not a learned person, but I'm not a layman. I'm telling you, Mr. President, you are to take responsibility. Because we have it in the Quran, we have it in Ahadith. Man wajada khayran falyahamidillah, wa man wajada ghayra dhalika fala yalumanna illa nafsa. Who do you want us to give responsibility? Do you want us to give the President of America, the President of Ghana, the President of the Chad? No. We have the right constitutional right to ask you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And I believe when Buhari told them that he was going to bring an army, a Nigerian army are capable of defeating the Boko Haram, instead of defeating Boko Haram, the Nigerian army, they created bandits. They created unknown gunmen. That was, okay, I think DSS created unknown gunmen, okay? It is the Nigerian army that created bandits. Now, them created and they harbored Boko Haram. If not, why would they release over 7,000 repentant terrorists that nobody has their identity, any identity of them? No name, no nothing. Back into the wild to continue to kill. That imam is from Abuja. And I believe that the lifeless Maiyegun, after watching that, will be like, "She this one's will not be army." Hey!
Sufuli uku rundunar sojoji ɗari na 53 ɗaya tara sufuli tara mai igiya uku Adamu Sanusi ya zo domin ka duba lafiyar sojoji da tsaftarsu. Bindigar ku a ƙasa. Bindigar ku kafaɗar ku. A daga bindigar sama a tura ta gaba kafar dama ta koma bayan ta hagun mu je. Haka ake go. Bindigar ku kafaɗar ku. Na.
Everywhere bust, everywhere scatter. Boko Haram is in the villa, as old rock villa, where they are keeping the lifeless Maiyegun, possibly reading cartoons. But there are people who have told us that do not deceive yourselves. Do not think that Nigeria is going to ever work out. But maybe they said those things in a too kind of harsh way for you to undo. But guess what? It is the only thing. It is the truth. This man told us this, just for your own viewings.
Whole country working together, not just the army. Now, to get the whole country working together, there are some things you don't allow. I'm going to say, for instance, that the presidency has a few questions to answer. Because if you want to build the confidence of the people, there are some things that we must never allow. I'm going to tell you that apart from the minimum ones I've mentioned, the major one that is undermining the effort of this war right now is the fact that in 2004, I was involved in an evacuation. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, they had just slaughtered one boy in their mosque. A young Christian, Sunday Achi was his name. When I got there, the other students who had fatwas on them that were meant to be killed in a university, we evacuated them, brought them to Lagos. Like I said, I worked with CAN presidents through the years. And this has been happening through the years, so it's not as if it's a Buhari era thing. It's just that the buck stops at the table of leadership. Now, the major question we're asking ourselves is this. The young boys that we interviewed then, the testimonies we took, the person who put a fatwa on them and supervised the killing of one of them is a federal minister now. even after he was exposed globally. You see, how on earth do we want to? I mean, we are one of the people who are rallying people.
He's talking about it's a pandemic. It's a pandemic. Just like that Alpha I showed you earlier. It's a pandemic. Isa Patantami is the one who was the cleric, the imam of students, like, you know, on campus. They'll say, our imam. This is our imam. Isa Pandemic is the imam of students in that era. He placed fatwa on other students simply because they said they were spreading Christianity on campus. And they were what they are doing is against Islam. So don't let anybody sugarcoat it for you. Isa Pandemic imam now placed fatwa on them, and they killed that guy, David Shona or so. I can't remember his full name. They butchered him. They took him somewhere. They slaughtered him, as well as many other people they killed. Then Isa Patantami, Isa Pandemic is now the Minister of Communication of Nigeria. As you are watching this video, he is the man in charge of all communication in Nigeria today. All your data. You gave your data of your country to terrorists, and what do you expect? Everything red. Everything. I've shared this video with you. I've shared some of his old videos, old speeches, his promises, his wishes, his dreams for Islam, their own Islam, Salafist Islam. These are extremists. People that doesn't see you as human being. They pretend, like they said they use takia. You see, there is difference between having people who knows that Nigeria has so many differences, okay? And they are able to use that differences for the benefit. I mean, you know, use the better part of those differences. Take advantage of that and bring people together to build and work together for their own benefit. You can use their differences and build a country. But when you begin to have people who have ethnic biases, those who have religious fanaticism, you are in trouble, because they will make laws, they will make decisions, policies based on those sentiments. And guess what? Those policies and laws will affect millions. Look at that senator, they killed his son yesterday. Senator Nahaba. Nahaba, his name is Nahaba, that guy from Kebbi. They killed his son. He's just 36 years old. He's also a military guy. They didn't use gun, they didn't use anything. They killed him in his house in Kaduna. They said they strangulated him. But it was the same guy that is the one promoting the hate speech, being a social media bill. You remember that social media bill? The one that they said that if you say anything or you criticize Boko Haram on social media, you can go to jail for 10 years. And you can't go to court. You have to write them and say, please, can I go to court and defend myself? And they have to give you approval. That guy who wrote the law, that's the guy that killed his son. He's a senator from there. He's been a rep member from 1999, I think. Then he became a senator. He's been there forever. There are those saying that Boko Haram is doing a good job. When the Niger Delta crisis was ongoing at the time, it was the guy who told the whole media. He said, there's nothing wrong if we kill 20 million people of Niger Delta to keep the remaining 150 million people in Nigeria safe and prosperous. That's what he said in 2008. They killed his son yesterday. The same monsters they grew, I mean, they made. It will consume them. But the thing is this. When you have people like this in government, okay, when you have people like this making your laws, and they said one Nigeria is non-negotiable, and you attack, as in just like pretty much like you are done for. You have no choice. Who will tell you that you don't have a choice and you accept that? And that, come on, it doesn't work for me. People don't tell me I don't have choice. all of them, many of them, they no longer go to their state anymore. Since Nigeria is paying the bill, how much is the hotel? They collect 30 million naira every month. So is he going to sleep in a hotel in Abuja for 1 million naira a night? Of course not. Even though he's going to call, you know what I mean? They all say they live in Abuja now. So when Rotifmi Amechi, the Ubima, Judas Iscariot, when he gave a speech yesterday, he said, one day, if we are not careful, poor people will go chase us out of Abuja. He's been saying it, that one day go be one day. They know. They just don't know when. And that's why we have to keep up pressure, keep up effort, work hand in hand, work with one another, stop all the bickering, stop all the divisive rhetorics, stop everything that could bring any of you down. You are making them realize that their days are numbered. Whatever power they think they hold now, whatever crime they are committing now, you are telling them that their days are numbered. They will have their day, before the law. Not Nigeria law. Come on. If they die before the time that law will catch up with them, it won't erase the fact that history will never forget them, and those that come from them will know what their parents did when they had the opportunity of saving the lives of millions selflessly. They chose selfishness for their own immediate reward. I strongly believe that. So when Miyetti Allah said they are going to arrest Ortom, I'm like, okay. Of course they can. They don't need to use their vigilante. Boko Haram himself wants Ortom arrested and anyway, whatever, even killed if possible. He told him, if you're not going to give your land in Benue State, then whatever you see, you should face. Whatever the insecurity is, yeah, that's your cup of tea. That's what the Boko Haram said. They said, clamp them down. Kill them if you can kill them. Wipe them off. That is the message they have for us in southern Nigeria. Kill them. Young people, old people in Yoruba land who are now coming to the reality that it's been a bad business for being part of Nigeria. Professor Wole Soyinka, I'm going to go crop those videos and I'm going to share them with you. He said some great things. I say Yorubas have a way around things, but we only get to make them so visible and powerful when we have reached a compromise as a people. That is what we haven't reached yet. But people who actually knows what they are doing. When Professor Wole Soyinka said, we are working on the ground, we are working with other relevant people to demand from the United Nations and every other relevant international bodies to create a semi-autonomous region for the Yoruba people that will not be part of this Boko Haram's Nigeria. Baba never come out to say Yoruba Nation. It is part of not reaching a stage of conclusion yet among all these guys in Yoruba land. But they will get there. Don't worry. Don't rush. Don't rush. I told you, I said, this may take us 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. But posterity will never forget, many of us, that at least there is something laid down for the generation coming, that they will never be as docile, as relaxed, or even as conquered as many of us in this last generation of the challengers, or the last generation of those who will take the bullshit from them. Posterity will never forget us. Just like posterity will never forgive many of us. That sells out. I strongly believe that, even though I don't completely understand what it means. I just feel like for every action in life, there will always be an opposite or a counter reaction to it. Consequences comes, good or bad, for every action that we make in life. So, Baba Soyinka, Professor Wole Soyinka, hinted us. And that is so possible. Some people said, how is that going to happen? Well, wait till the people agree that they wanted it. If they finally agree, like the 1 million march that's going to happen in New York, let that make a big presence. But they said, Miyetti Allah said, get out. Today they make yourself too happy. We control the United Nations. Anything where you want to bring the United Nations, we will, bury it. That's what power does to you. We will do this, we will do that, until when you can't do anything anymore. Do you get what I mean now? So keep the fire burning, keep the pushing, keep, everyone, all of you organizers. You guys are doing great, too. I have been trying to organize a rally in Glasgow for the past 6 weeks. I have not succeeded. Sorry, this is an open confession. So when I see you guys who have been organizing so well, giving us the report of your own taking action, I personally, I marvel. And no matter how small or big the gathering, I feel like your commitments are so inspiring that I want to be like you. Somebody said, well, Maiyegun, why can't you organize the rally? What kind of excuse is that? I'm not giving excuses. What I'm saying is that I've just not been able to. It doesn't mean that I've not been trying. Maybe I will announce to you that very soon, that, finally I succeeded. Let's meet in Glasgow. So let's keep the fire burning. Let's keep the flame lit and all, because every day, as they are getting to the countdown of unleashing their mayhem, every day we are winning a soul, 2, 3, 4, 5 that continue to believe. I mean, they've started believing that this is not going to end well if we continue to stand and pretend that this is not happening in Nigeria. Do you get what I mean now? Every day, people get to think. Somebody asked me today, someone asked me today, and he said, Maiyegun, and I decided to say it now because I'm going to go and make a point on that in any of my subsequent videos. I will explain my position on that. He said, Maiyegun, it's like we have a lot of choices now that should point to one place. People taking back the power and decide what they want. That should we go for Yoruba Nation, or should we go for Biafra, or should we go for the Southern Nigeria Protectorate, whatever, or should we just go for revolution and just scatter everything? I'm like, you see, before now, there were no choices. You either choose PDP or you choose somebody else they gave to you then. It was pretty much like there was nothing else you could do. You could complain that some people were not even participating again. They were wishing that maybe somebody should just plan a coup and take over. All this nonsense should stop. But now we have choices. You can't be hoodwinked. You can't be pushed into picking up your voter's card because you know what will be the end result of the voter's card. Guys, I was reading about a referendum, and I was just, because you can go online now and type in the Nigeria 1999 Constitution as amended. You will see up-to-date one there. Go and read it online. I was reading there, and they said, INEC role to conduct election, to register people, to do this, to do that. Then that's what they say. INEC to conduct referendum between ethnic groups. Oh boy. I said, I'm going to read more. I'm going to research more on that. So referendum dey inside Nigeria constitution under INEC rule. So it just means that people should just come out and say, we want referendum, we want it, and INEC by law is mandated to conduct it for you. So how come people have not been telling us all of this? Chai, when I was reading it, I was like, oh boy, I wanted to be a lawyer. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. That I could be a good lawyer, you know, somebody who can read, just stand up. My Lord, may I, should I, may I, my Lord. I was like, oh boy, I'll go do online course on top this. People should have told us that the INEC of Nigeria is mandated by their law to conduct not just election, including referendum, to settle crisis between communities if they are having dispute or whatever. Go and read it. But many of us won't read. And it doesn't even matter if you don't read. Some people are reading and telling you. Maiyegun, is that true? Go online now. I'll do a series on that. Series on that someday. But at least it is in that your trashy 1999 constitution book. So who told us that there is no law or anything like mention of a referendum in your 1999 constitution? Baba Falano, all these lawyers, can you help us? Or you pretended not to see it too? Because you could argue it out, go to Supreme Court and say, yes. Some said the INEC will boggle it. Of course, I know they will boggle it, but do you know that referendum is only conducted within the people who wanted to decide on something? There will not be KKK vote for referendum. When they do referendum for Biafrans, they're not going to call any Fulani or anybody there. Are you with me? And when they say INEC, they are not talking about your INEC from Abuja. They are talking about the INEC where we say, well, they put them there anyway. Don't let me even kind of make it look like, make it look nice. It's not nice, but you have some leverage. Do you get what I mean now? I know they won't allow it now. It is so unfortunate. I hate it when people say you don't have choice. It's not nice. Why would you tell people that they don't have choice? How can you say I don't have choice? Like, why shouldn't I? I remember my grandfather. There was a time it was like it takes one man. That's not his own quote, but there's something that he always added to the quote. He said it takes one man to make a path. And it takes 100 to make it a road. But just one man to walk through and say, we can walk through, we can make road here. Sorry. So it takes one man to say, we can walk through here. And then the 100 people will say, yeah, let's do it. In a way. But we as a people, as Yoruba people, let me even take it from there. That's actually what I wanted to add. We as a people, as Yoruba people, we have the opportunity of saying we want to live and mean it. And when the opportunity presents itself for us to decide, you see those who are telling us, asking us if we're going to survive or we're not going to survive on our own, whether we are going to be worse off or what have you, right? Most of them are never going to participate in it. And tell me, how would they walk into Biafra land and rig Biafra's referendum in Biafra land? Maybe the Sabos would do it, but the Sabos will need the help of the Biafrans to do it. So it takes the effort of a man to walk through something. Or let me say, it takes the courage of a man, possibly, to walk through a path. But it takes 100 more to make it a road. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has managed to revive the spirit of those who have never been tired of fighting the Biafrans. Oloye Sunday Igboho, a child of circumstance, came to the picture when almost everyone that mattered pretended to be glued-tongued on this reality. And just like magic, it's more than 100 people who are trying to make this a road. There are those who can do better. He walked through the valley of death. He feared no death. Even when people are mocking and unappreciative and is actually being wished to be killed by the terrorists in power. But look at him today. More and more people are making that path a wider road. What if we then all realize that we have same thing in common? I keep asking, and I'll continue to ask until these people working differently, separately, for something I call similar agenda, the agenda to break the people away from the shackles of the stronghold, the shackles of slavery, the mental slavery that is only beneficial to those oppressors in Nigeria. I mean, I look for that day, for that time, where everybody can be together, united, a strong force, and crush this hegemony. Or else, Miyetti Allah will be giving us days we are going to come out. Today, I have to say again, for the 4th week, the Biafran stayed at home. This time around, they've called it voluntary sit-at-home. And it seems that that's how it's going to be for the next, God knows when. As long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still locked up somewhere, they can't see his pictures. They can't hear his voice. It won't be brought to court. And they won't even, take him to prison where he can have a proper visitors, have proper meetings, and all of that. They won't do that. They locked him up somewhere. Turned him into what? And the only way the Biafrans said they are going to keep doing it, it doesn't matter if you and me speak grammar till tomorrow. There seems to have, it's like a foregone conclusion. Every Monday, there will be sit-at-home. Nobody asked anyone to sit at home today again, since all the backlashes from the last time. Nobody asked. But guess what? It was a total compliance. Even police station shut. Ebonyi, the Ebonyi state governor that said they are going to arrest people. They are going to seize their shops if they don't open shops. They are going to sack people if they don't go to work. Ebonyi state governor did not open his own filling stations. Do you know that he has many filling stations in Ebonyi? The governor of Ebonyi. He did not open. His own staff didn't go there today. In Imo State, where Oples Uzodingba is in charge. Despite the military, the army, everything they brought about there, people sat at home. I saw the pictures in Enugu today, Anambra, everywhere. No joke. And it seems that's how it's going to be. When people were responding or replying, oh, they're not born you word. I don't, that's what I was like, if I was a Simon Ekpa, honestly speaking, I won't give them that kind of attention or that kind of headline anymore. Just continue to tell people to wait, cling on, win more souls, convince every Biafran. This is our fight. If I was him, I won't be giving them all this attention anymore. Because it seems that the people are already talking. Look at them. If anybody had come out and say, all the people must sit at home tomorrow, and people are attacking him, they will say, oh, but he may be feeling so important. Do you know that? If anyone had come out to say this, people should sit at home, that person may be feeling important. I told the people of the East. After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na me. After this person, you know what I mean? These people are already there. The only man that can talk to them, the only one that can talk and they will listen, is the one they have kept incommunicado. Now they have turned to somebody who now speaks directly through people. So they don't believe, they don't trust the people. Most of them don't use social media, I've been told. Trust me, most of them don't, and most of them do. But guess what? Whatever you think is going on social media doesn't really influence them that much, because they are not stupid. It's up to those Eastern governors. Stop playing ostrich. Stop playing the killers of your people. At the end of the day, you are replaceable to the Fulani terrorists in government in Nigeria and the ones who are not in government, but they are telling you that don't worry. As long as you keep your own side of the bargain, we'll protect you. They will abandon you. Ask those who have who they've promised those same protection in the past. The moment you are no longer in that governor's office or government house, you are useless to them. And that's the truth. Where would you run to? You turn to Abuja, live. You know, some of these governors are never going to live in Igbo land after their time, honestly, with what they have done. But they still have time to remedy this whole thing. Stand up as one. Walk into that Aso Rock. Give Boko Haram 7 days to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and begin the peaceful negotiation onto their demand, which absolutely the demand of the Biafrans is that they wanted a referendum. They don't want war. Until Nigeria brought war to their door. They did not ask for war. They didn't say they want to fight Nigeria. They didn't say they will kill it. You know, no. Why would they want to fight Nigeria? Why? They said they want their own country. They already have their land. They are the indigenous people of those land. They already control the whole place. Let's decide if this whole place is now not going to be under the authority of Nigeria. That's what they're asking for. They are not asking for war. I advise they act now. They should. Because the mess they are helping Boko Haram to create will consume them too. It will. For those who have, well, I don't know if they have conscience, so don't let me even pretend that they do. I'm just saying. Same with our Yoruba governors. We have seen where they have killed Senator's son, they have killed House of Rep member, they have killed House of Assembly members before, they have killed their family members, they have, you know, what haven't they done? They just haven't really killed a state governor. And I think where they're going to start that from, it's not likely going to be in the north. It's going to be in the south. Some people are already asking that, sadly, they are already asking that Boko Haram should declare a state of emergency in Borno state. In Benue state because of Ortom. Gabriel Suswan, the former governor of Benue state, is now a senator, a criminal, a thief. Is there now asking, well, I think that's not Suswan. It's not Suswan. Not Suswan. There's one there before Suswan. How did I forget? No. I don't know why I forgot his name. He's demanding now that they should declare the state of emergency in Benue State because Ortom is giving them serious headache. And you see that middle belt side, that central there is just the place that is shielding us a little bit from the east. They have already entered Ebonyi. They've entered the heartland of these areas. No. David Mark is not in APC. This madman one is in APC. I think it's Gabriel. It's Gabriel Suswan. I think I was shocked when I read that. That's why I actually felt like it's him. Oh, Akume. Chaise. God bless you. Thank you very much. It's Akume. Akume. Konche Suswan. Akume ni. George Akume is a member of APC toilet cabinet of Boko Haram. Thank you very much. They said Ortom insulted the Boko Haram. Boko Haram should declare a state of emergency there. You may wake up tomorrow, they will declare state of emergency in Benue. They will arrest Ortom, or they will make sure, say, maybe Ortom will run away. You don't understand the battle that some of these guys, some of this battle has made many of them to cower and just cash out. Just cash out from the system. And that's what they threaten in the East. declare state of emergency in the South. There will be no election in 2023. So then we just say there's no reason to have an election when there's no security. The Northeast is on fire. The North Central is on fire. The Northwest is on fire. The Southeast, they have already set that on fire. Southwest, they are about to gaslight us and set us on fire. So they will say they can't conduct election. What do you go do? You go fight? Or you go join the protest? That's what I'm talking about. That is when many of us will begin to understand that we are in this deep mess together, right? And nobody is spared. Wherever part of the spectrum you found yourself, no one is spared. Even if you are enjoying from the loot, from the chicanery, from the nonsense, trust me, you are not safe. I'm saying this now that let's keep the fire burning, let's keep the pressure, on, because it is the only thing we have. And for those who are pushing harder, making presence, making appearances here and there, Julie told me about a common event in London organized by the Biafran women. It's a big event for 3 days. I haven't had the details yet, okay? And she's told me, she said, the organizers are trying to, to invite me. Maybe I'm just inviting myself now because I've been waiting for the organizers to reach out. Maybe I've been missing their messages. However, I love people who put out time to do these things. You may not know how effective they are. You may not understand it now, but you see, those things are what will eventually nail those gang of killers in Nigeria. Let them enjoy whatever they're enjoying now. Let them enjoy it. You killed people inside Oloye Sunday Igboho's house without any arrest warrant, not because they are fighting you or anything. You murdered 2 innocent people in Oloye Sunday Igboho's house. You kidnapped 12 of them, and then you turn around, you accuse them of crime of what? For asking for Yoruba Nation. Like, what in hell is that? And then you kept them incommunicado to their families. You tortured them. You beat them up. That you broke you broke the leg of a lady. You kept a lady in detention for doing nothing. Come on. Some will say, man, we should have reacted the other way. Well, we should have, but we don't want to be a kind of hot-head or hairhead people or something like that. Then we went through the legal means. And they started playing games. To the frustration of the legal team representing them. We also have to remain grateful to these guys, these lawyers who are standing up for the Yoruba Nation, Oduduwa Nation, even Oloye Sunday Igboho, everyone who is an activist out there putting their lives on the line. We have to be so grateful to them. Baba Falana, Femi Falana as well. So this guy came out and it was like, about 2 days ago, we'll give you 48 hours if you don't release these people. We've met all the bail conditions, right? Even though it is only the activists that are being tried in Nigeria courts, terrorists are being pardoned. And today, they said the Borno State elders, they accepted the repentance of repentant Boko Haram terrorists, and they pardoned them. So they now ask from the federal government to give them money and build rehabilitation centers for them, 3,000 and their families. Children they kidnapped, women they kidnapped when they were children. They come back with many children. And the Borno State government and elders said they forgive them. Do you get what I mean now? But activists are languishing in different cells. They have different cooked up charges hanging on their heads all over the place just to restrict their movement, restrict their freedom, and make sure that they are unable to fight the system that has killed many. This guy said, we give you 48 hours, and 48 hours after, true, they released 8. And we are asking, why are they keeping the remaining 4?
Amen.
Amen. That's not your constitution, lawyer. Someone told me, said, why do people still go to study law in Nigeria? When you know that these animals don't really believe in any law. Say, Maiyegun. Boko Haram is a tyrant, a dictator. The only thing that will put him away is going to be law. He's a lawless criminal. But what will put him away is going to be law. I said, okay. So if people don't study the law, how would they go send the Malamu and gang to where they truly belong for what the crime they have committed in Nigeria? I said, okay. They don't obey your law. They don't obey the court order or anything. So why do you still go to court to school to study law then? Like, I don't know. I said, Maiyegun, don't worry. I said, but it's not just Boko Haram. Nigeria is a crime scene led by, and has always been led by criminals. But you can compare them and say, this one will be too much evil. Okay? Since democracy started. Okay. Since, what's this guy's name? El Zazaki. Since Zazaki, the leader of the Shiites in Nigeria, since he's been having issues with the Nigerian law enforcement, starting from Goodluck Egbere Jolantan. The Nigerian DSS military, they went to his house and killed 3 of his sons under Jolantan Egbere. Now, Boko Haram can't do the bigger one, killed 1,461 people in a single day. So it has always been lawless and lawless. We've seen a lot of this lawlessness. So I asked myself, why do you then go to study law? I say, Baba, you still have to. Maybe everybody get problem with the government or the politicians. Others scare issue too. I said, okay, maybe should just study people's law about settling debt and the rest of that. But for these guys, I will always appreciate the fact that they studied law, even though there is no law in Nigeria respected by these animals. So they got 8 of them out today. I was so happy to see them. So happy to see them. I can imagine now spending a day in an unconditional place, an uncomfortable place like that, without the fact that I committed any crime. The guilt, the rage in me will break me. Like, why? I didn't do anything. Then away from your family, then this mental torture, physical torture, and the rest of things they've subjected them to, including a woman. So seeing them today coming out is, you guys have been through the baptism of fire. And I hope that you will get all the help you need after this experience. We won't let you down. Wherever it's possible for us to come in and support any of you, I am open. This platform is open. Wherever you want to put anything together for these guys, I am open to it. That's what I do, because I can't physically do anything. I can't, you know what I'm talking about. I can't physically change anything, but I can influence things that can physically touch people. These guys have paid a lot of prices for something that shouldn't by any means be this. We're happy that they are back and the struggle continues. All the effort to make sure that they will try and kidnap or get Oloye Sunday Igboho drugged and kidnapped back to Nigeria seems to be failing day by day. For the second time in a week, Malamu, that tried to lift the order, that banned them from arresting Oloye Sunday Igboho or anybody, for that matter, for the Yoruba Nation, or any of his friends or family, that order is still effective. Do you get what I mean now? Also, we have in the pipeline the, the petition that is written to the International Criminal Court in The Hague, reporting Boko Haram, Malamu, and Buratai the Butcher as murderers who have killed many and shielded terrorists in Nigeria and continue to intimidate the Yorubas and other tribes and ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. So leave them. jẹ́ kán ṣe kíni, ẹ jẹ́ kán cook nsìn, ẹ jẹ́ kán enjoy gbogbo nǹkan tán enjoy yẹn. So the trap is there already. The IPOB, the Biafrans are in America. In America, got different places there. Nailing those criminals who are working for Boko Haram. Show some respect, Don Anthony. Show some respect. Koiki's name should not come out of your mouth without some respect, please. And if you won't respect him, if you won't respect him, you don't deserve to be on my platform. Do you understand? Any one more comment from you in that regard or in that direction will be your last comment. I have to say this to you. People have paid a lot of prices mentally, physically, that some of us may never understand because they didn't bring us the result we wanted. Some of you will brag. Someone said, I hate all this talk. We should go ahead and just finish all these people. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? If that's how you feel, let's go after these people and finish them. Let's go and, okay, what are you doing? Why are you still there? Why am I not reading about you that there's a young man who is out there finishing them? It is so convenient to say these things while you are typing it from the comfort of your house. Respect that name. I won't repeat that. Respect that name, Koiki. And don't call that name. Don't call that name Koiki without any respect. Not on my platform anyway. You can do it elsewhere. Don't try it here. So let's see it that way, okay? We will have to understand the fact that some people have been in a worse situation that they never bargained for. They were concerned, just like myself, concerned about the people. Do you get what I mean now? Concerned, and they said, we can't continue like this. We have to do something. And whatever they are doing is effective. Do you get it? It's effective. It may not be effective the way you want it to be. But trust me, if not for them, if not for many, many of us like that, we wouldn't even be here talking about, oh, we're going to break it up. Some people did more than just talking. And that's what we need. We need ourselves. Don't let anybody deceive you into joining, what do you call it? Joining those who won't do much. But they will question what you are doing. I want us to stay together. Continue to, by the way, continue to understand ourselves. We continue to identify our differences. We are not perfect. We are not zombies. No. We are humans. We have wants. We have, we have our wants. We have our needs, desires, dreams. They are different, aren't they? But there's always going to be a vehicle to take us to that place. And that is the unity of purpose. I keep telling people it's not a rocket science. If we are not together, we are joking. Yorubas, Hausas, Igbos, Ijos, Shakiris, the Nopes, the BBOs, the Jabus, the Egbas, everybody. If I don't mention your name, don't mind me. I just like that. We are all trapped in the contraption called Nigeria, but people are interpreting or living that their own reality differently. But when we continue to identify our differences, you want Biafra? Of course, that's great. I would love to come to Biafra one day. Come there with my family and just spend some nice times there. You want to do a republic? Sure, we do. Oh, yeah, that's great. I grew up in Lagos. I don't think I will be able to even live in Biafra land that much because I love Lagos. I said, yeah, you're welcome, man. Stay in Lagos. Stay, calm down. We are building other cities too. Now in Yoruba land, we have many cities, not just Lagos. You know, but how do we get that? We get that by, number one, agreeing that that's exactly what we want. And the more people who agree that that's what we want, this is what we want. You see those who want revolution now. Those who want revolution now, they also want something too. And when you look so well with the way Nigeria is organized, there is nothing that will dismantle it until the people says they are done. They are done and tired. So if the messages all around there is that we are done and tired with this, then they will break it. Everybody will have the chance of deciding where they want to go. That may sound so easy. I haven't told you that it's going to be easy. It's never been easy. But it's going to be worth it, man. Come on. We'll get to that point where people will no longer use other adjective or other kind of verb or what have you to describe what they want. They will call it the name. What do you want? I want Biafra. What do you want? I want to do our republic. What do you want? I want our republic. What do you want? You know what I mean? Where there will be no limitation to what you want. I mean, you have to fight for it. It won't be given to you. And you may see all of this as pretty much like talk. Tell me you don't enjoy the talk. Tell me you don't learn from it. Tell me you don't get inspired by those talks. Tell me you don't think after you listen to those talks. Something in you is still fighting it. If you are thinking this is just about talk, something in you is fighting it, telling you that, oh, this is right, but it's not possible. You know? But the truth will break you. Trust me. Guys, thank you so much for your time with me tonight. I'm going to draw the curtains. I thought I could take calls, but I won't. I hope I'll be able to do that tomorrow. Okay. To every one of you who tune in today, remember, my friends on YouTube, my friends on Facebook, people won't see this video if you don't engage with it. It's free. You are there already. Click that thumb up. Take it to 1,500 minimum. If you have, over 2,000 there, 400-500 people earlier, you should be able to do better than this 900 people if you don't engage with the video, right? More people won't see this message. And I think you believe that people should see the message, don't you? Thank you. This is why I'm going to draw the curtains again, okay? I'm going to see you some other time. But remember this, Miyetti Allah and the rest of them, you know, warming up for whatever power they think they have, they probably don't know that there's going to be a shocker waiting for them in the South. That shocker is not just going to be for them. It's going to be for those who are partnering with them, those who are dealing with them, those they call their friends in the South. I mean, those they can threaten every now and then because they believe if they kind of conquer those who pretend to be your leaders, who are you? They will deal with you. But wait till we deal with you and deal with those you think they are our leaders. But until we get that number, we will never stop talking. I won't stop talking. Trust me, I won't. And thank you so much for your time. Share the video. Invite everyone that haven't seen it, okay? Tell them to go and watch the video, the latest on Maiyegun's diary Politico. And when I come back the next time, trust me, we'll have a lot to share again. I told friends, I said, I was actually having a bet with Agbeke. It wasn't a bet, but it was a chat. Said, I'm going to get to 50,000 of my subscribers on YouTube before the end of September. So she reminded me today, you didn't get to 50,000. I said, I know. Just never got people to come in and see. But you can make that happen. Tell people to go on to Maiyegun's diary Politico if this message is ever mean anything to you. I'll see you some other time. And if this is your first time of watching Maiyegun, remember, go under that video. There's a subscribe button under there. Tap it. Set your notification. And when I'm on next, you won't miss anything. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.